Well, once again, on Tuesdays, we always like to check in and see what's going on with the roads, right? Well, we can do that by talking to our good buddy, Pete Helmstead from the Iowa DOT. Good morning, Pete.
Morning, Jay. How's it going today?
It's doing great. I'm doing great. Here in a little different background setting. You know, the lighting is supposed to be in front of you and not in back of you. So I'm still learning, Pete.
Taking the show on the road.
Taking the show on the road, right? Yeah, when you go somewhere, do you use Airbnb or do you like go to stay at a hotel?
I have never used an Airbnb.
Never?
Never.
Really? Why?
I don't know. We so rarely do we go anywhere where we need to use a hotel. I'm usually visiting family, so I stay with them. So yeah, I don't know. We've just never really looked into it.
Huh. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna do when you decide when you figure in how much it costs to do a hotel room,
Right.
and if you got to buy two rooms because the crew going with you, you got to you price out Airbnbs and it's so much cheaper.
Well, if it comes to a situation like that, I would definitely check it out. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I mean we're talking like a five-bedroom house.
That's a pretty good setup compared
I-
to a what, two-room hotel.
exactly, and all you got is just the beds. I mean, we got a sofa, love seat, or like a sectional type thing. A TV, a kitchen, all sorts of great stuff.
Do you have a vending machine or an ice machine?
Well, that I have to go to I have to stop at the gas station just down the road.
All right. Oh, you're still set up.
Yeah, right. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. What's going on weather-wise? I mean, we've been fairly decent here, warming up temperatures a little bit. The groundhog saw 6 more weeks of winter ahead of us. So what does that mean for the roads?
Well, first of all, with the warming temperatures, yeah, things are melting and that's awesome. But it also has gotten to the point, especially now early on in this warm stretch, if there's any place where there's been snow on the road and it starts melting. In fact, we had trucks out yesterday because it was windy and the roads are wet. So snow's blowing across the roads and it sticks to that wet, the wet layer or whatever on the roads. And you get slush buildup on the road. So still have to be careful, as we move on with the warm stretch. Things will dry out and it'll get a little bit better, but especially now, you really want to watch for slick spots and always on the spots that we talked about before, the bridge decks, shaded areas where the trees keep the sun from hitting the road. And if you see again any blowing snow, especially out in the open areas, just be careful because that stuff, like I said, can be sticking to the road. You might not even be able to see it. And then again, that's where we get the black ice. But be aware of that. There are still slippery spots. And not just the roads, it's the sidewalks and the parking lots too. I know
Oh,
of one person who biffed it yesterday in a parking lot. And as I was walking into work today, I saw one of my coworkers do a unscheduled dance as they slipped on the ice. Luckily, they didn't go down, but it's icy out there, so be careful.
I did that one day. It's been a few weeks ago though. Walking across the street, it was really slippery, and of course, here's a warning for people that love to wear hey dudes.
Okay,
Don't wear them in the wintertime.
not a lot of traction.
No, no, there's not. It is like having ice skates on when you're trying to walk across the street.
Funny. Yeah, no, you don't need to add a challenge to what's already pretty difficult.
Right, exactly, exactly. So, if you want to find out what's going on about the road reports, if you're going to be doing some traveling, we have it scrolling. If you watch the video, we have it scrolling across the bottom of where you can go find the updates, and it's very, very handy and convenient, isn't it, Pete?
It is, and it's a really good thing to keep on top of, especially now, like I said, with these warming temperatures. We've got, yeah, I think we got chance of snow or rain maybe later in the week,
Yeah,
and it's to the point where a degree or two can really make a difference depending on if it's just going to be rain or if it's going to start freezing or if it's going to rain and then a couple hours later, it'll start freezing. And again, when it's raining, we can't go out and put brine down on the roads because the rain will just wash it off.
sure.
So we have to be careful about that. And the other thing too, we have to be careful about is going out and getting things to melt. And like we mentioned, you get the blowing snow, and all of a sudden you're causing more of a problem because it's blowing and sticking to the road. So it's a fine line that we'll monitor the conditions and we will be out there doing what we can when it's needed.
511ia.org is the website to go to. They have a mobile app. It's very convenient. So, like I said, if you're doing some traveling, whether it's Iowa, Minnesota, wherever, of course, Minnesota has an app too. They're up with the times. 511mn.org.
That is correct. I'm pretty sure most states do have it. It's a lot of states. It's different types of information. Some of them, I know one state around here does have snowplow cameras, but they don't release them on their website to the public. They just use them for internal use only. But I know that both Iowa and Minnesota obviously have plow cams that are released to the public. So pretty much every state has the 511 if you're traveling. Again, they use different information, but yeah, they're great resources. They really give you a good idea of what to expect and help you make the right decision on whether you should be traveling or not.
Love getting the updates from Pete Helmstead from the Iowa DOT. And of course, the segment's brought to you by Mesa City All Risk Insurance. For anything from ag to motorcycles to boats, you name it, Dave and the crew can get you all written up and make sure you're covered on anything that may happen. We hope nothing happens to you, but in case there is, it's always good to have, a good insurance behind you.
Something you pay for, you hope you never need.
Hey, I know. Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah, but you got to have it.
Yeah, exactly. You do. Final question, Pete. Super Bowl weekend this weekend. Who you taking?
Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't even really looked at it that much, but I'm going to go with I don't know. It should be a really good game. I'll tell you who I want to win. I want Kansas City to win.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a Philadelphia fan whatsoever. Philadelphia's defense is really tough. And I think Mahomes' health is going to be fine. I'm really not worried about his ankle at all with the extra week. But I don't know. Philly's defense is really, really tough, and their offense is pretty dang good as well. So if I had to pick a winner, I would say Philadelphia, but I'm hoping for Kansas City.
All right, fair enough. So Pete doesn't know what he wants.
No, I told you what I want.
I know, but you can't think that Philly's going to win. Yeah, I don't know. It
Well,
depends
if the Vikings went up against NFL All-Star team, I'd still want the Vikings to win, but I'm pretty sure I know who would win. There's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and as Vikings fans, like we say every single year, there's always next year, Pete.
Hey, I'm pretty excited about our defensive coordinator, though.
I know it. I was even reading stuff this morning about it.
Yeah, no, that's a good hire. She's got to have some talent to work with, so we'll see how that goes. But I think it's a good start.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
That's right.
And we always end it with a disappointing season, but that's okay.
Dude, 13 wins after being under 500 a year ago with an entire new coaching staff.
Yeah,
you've got to look at that. That's a great turnaround, and the culture change they've made up there. I think we're heading in the right direction.
No, I just got to say that, Pete.
Really, I know.
In my heart,
every time I'm going to say, dude, back off.
Hey, I'm a true Vikings fan too, but I'm one of those guys that, I love that we went 13-4. So it was, it was good. It was really, and I love the coach. We got a great coach. We got a great staff. Now adding the Steelers defensive coordinator. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like I said, hopefully a good step.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Pete, have yourself a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you again next week. All right.
All right. You do the same, Jay.
All right. Thanks.